When you lock in and you are working on yourself and you working on some plans and you working on some different blueprints that you didn't mapped out and stuff like that, do you think if you start working today that you're going to see results tomorrow? No. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Mindful Vibes 365 podcast, where we have productive and stimulating conversations on how to be more mindful in all areas of your life. I'm your host, Malaysia, and today I'm going to keep it so real with y'all. This actually might be one of the most realest episodes I've done and released thus far, okay? Because in a world that glamorizes hustle culture, grinding and overworking and all these things, right? Nobody ever seems to talk about the dark side of locking in. Nobody ever seems to talk about the dark side of what it means to pull back from everything that you've been doing and overindulging in and the fun that you've been having. Nobody talks about the dark side of that. And as a person that's extremely locked in right now with my goals and the new levels of success that I'm looking to achieve, I can honestly say it's not all peaches and cream, period. There is a dark side to locking in. And I believe that if you're watching this or listening to this right now, you fall into one of two categories. Person A, you've been doing some long, hard thinking about taking a step back from everything and everyone, going off the grid, going ghost, as people would say. You've been thinking about deleting Instagram. You don't want to go partying anymore. The end of the year is approaching. So you're like, oh, great. Fall, winter time coming up. So I'm just going to be in the house and I'm not really going to be, mixing and mingling and dilly-dallying with so many people. I'm finna cut back on spending money, right? You're person A. However, you haven't done this yet because you don't necessarily know how this is going to feel. You don't know how people are going to react. You don't know if you're going to lose people in this process. And you're overall just kind of scared of the unknown. Like, if I actually do really lock in for real, what does that mean? What is that gonna look like for me? Okay, you're person A. Now you might be person B, which is me right now. You're in it. You've already made a decision weeks ago, months ago to lock in. You are currently in your locked in season, right? You didn't know the heaviness that really truly comes with locking in, but you're so deep in it now, ain't no turning back. All you gotta do is keep seeing it through. If this is you right now, I completely feel where you are because I am person B right now, which is why I really wanted to have this conversation, because I'm like, dang, it's been a very character developing summer, a very character developing year. And like I said, I am so locked in with myself right now and my goals and the levels of success that I'm trying to achieve. And I've been realizing so many different things within myself. And I'm like, I know other people are experiencing this, or if you plan on locking in, just know that you're going to experience some of the things that I'm going to be talking about in this episode. So let's really unpack what it truly means to lock in and why no one talks about it. Now, locking in means something different for everybody. For me, it means not going out as much. There are very isolated times that I have stepped out this year when it comes to, going out for someone's birthday or showing up at a birthday dinner for someone that showed up for me. I'm that type of person. If you showed up for me, of course, I'm going to show up for you. If you're doing a dinner and you're doing this, you're doing that, I'm going to show up to at least one thing, okay? Just to show my support, just to show my love. But overall, like, I have not stepped foot in no club, no lounge, any of that, other than being on vacation this year, of course. But other than that, I have not went out. And I don't even go out to the club anyway. I don't club anymore. Like, that was so 20, 21, 22. And then it really got old at 22, okay? Staying in the gym, moving my body, making sure I work out, right? Whether I'm actually at the gym, whether I'm at the park, whether I'm working out at home, it doesn't matter what it is. Making sure I move my body every single day is a part of my definition of locking in. Cutting back on unnecessary spending. No more random Amazon hauls, Shein hauls, Fashion Nova hauls, all that stuff. That money adds up. You see something cute on TikTok shop, it's like, oh, this little cute outfit, let me just get this, right? And then you look up and you spent $200, $300 on clothes for no reason, and you haven't even been going out of the house, right? So I haven't been doing any of that lately. That's part of what locking in means to me. Paying off debt, being very intentional about paying off debt, reading every single day, learning new skills every single day, being in my Bible every day, listening to sermons, listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks, listening to personal development. There's not a day that I go without watching a Myron Golden video. Okay, really just put you on. And just overall reducing distractions, you guys. Like that means less texting, less scrolling on Instagram, social media, all these apps, and just more intentional about the things that I'm consuming. All of these things that I just named, that's what it means to me to lock in. Locking in for you might be pouring into your relationship more intentionally. Locking in to you might mean working overtime, getting some more hours in so you can pay off some debt, or so you can stack some more money up so you can move into your new house, move into your new apartment, right? Get a new car. It might mean that you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to gain weight, you're trying to get your spending habits under control. It's so many just different ways that you can look at locking in. But I feel like things that I mentioned kind of comment across, you know, a lot of different people. I really want y'all to ask yourselves as you're watching this and as you're listening to this, like, what does locking in look like for me? Okay, because once you figure it out, just know it's going to come with a cost. It ain't free. You're going to pay in your emotions. You're going to pay with your time, with your feelings, maybe your heart, with your hard-earned money. Okay, you're going to pay some tax around here when it comes to locking in. So I want to get into the reality of locking in because, like I said, people can make all these little cute little reels and TikToks and short form videos, you know, showing little highlight clips of them at the gym and them cleaning up and just all this. Y'all know the content that I'm talking about. If we being honest and realistic, it gets way deeper than a little clip that you see on social media. And I'm gonna be so real when I say this, and this is no shade, but people who are truly locked in and focused on locking in with themselves, they're not spending a whole bunch of time making videos about it. Okay, while they're in it, they're not doing that, just so you know. So let's talk about the top 4 things that you're either experiencing right now as you're locked in, heads down on your grind, getting to it, or you're getting ready to experience this if you do make the decision to go all in with yourself for the rest of the year. Put your head down and work. Okay, either or, it doesn't matter. You're either experiencing this or you're getting ready to experience this once you make the decision to lock in and go all in with yourself. Number 1, deep loneliness. And y'all know I got some notes. Okay, locking in can get so lonely, y'all. Like, I'm not even joking with you. It can get so lonely that you start to slip into your old habits just because you're trying to run from the loneliness. And I honestly believe like this is one of the main reasons a lot of people truly don't reach their next level, or you know, that thing that they're chasing after, because the loneliness starts to eat them up, and that starts to make people make irrational, crazy decisions. You know, you're not outside like you used to be. You're not talking to your people, your closest people, your closest friends, your closest family members, right? You know, you're not talking to them as much. You are so focused, and that isolation can just be so real, okay? And some people can't handle that loneliness. Like I said, some people cannot handle that loneliness. Some people, I mean, I like being alone. I like spending time by myself, but that's just me. Some people cannot deal with that. It's very hard for certain people to deal with that, which is why some people constantly are around others. Some people are constantly on the phone with other people, constantly texting people, constantly calling, constantly FaceTiming. Oh, let's go here, let's go there, let's go here, let's go there. The only time they're alone by themselves is when they're sleeping, okay? When they're in the bed sleeping at night. That's the only time. But like I said, it's one of the top reasons a lot of people really don't reach their next level. They need noise, they need validation, and constant companionship. And truly locking in with yourself and locking in on your goals, it doesn't allow for that. You can't have both, okay? I'm here to tell you that you cannot have both. I love my friends, and I have quite a few great friends, okay? I'm not one of those women who actually don't have a lot of friends. I actually do have a lot of great friends. Have I spent hella time with all of my friends this year and this summer? No. I would say like right after March. March is when I went on vacation in March, came back, and I was like, yeah, it's that time. It's that time for me to really lock in and get serious about unlocking this next tier in my life. And that just kind of made me distance myself. You know, I'm not as accessible. I'm not as talkative. And that's just the way it is, because my focus and my attention is on different things right now in this season. And it's like, that's how it is. Simple, period, point blank. Now, you might lose a partner in this process. So if you're currently locked in right now and this has been a summer where you just been laying low, grinding it out, okay? You might have lost a partner, somebody who you was dealing with. Your friends might not be understanding, like, dang, we haven't seen you and we miss you and you ain't came around. What's been going on? I just feel like you've been distant lately, da-da-da-da-da. Family might start pulling back, but if you can't sit with yourself long enough to grow, you're gonna always revert back to comfort over purpose, to comfort over your growth, to comfort over your next level of your life. Because when you're locked in with yourself, it's like putting blinders on. It's like a horse getting ready to run a race. They have blinders so they cannot look left and right. They're only looking forward. So when they hear that sound and it's time for them to run, all they're focused on doing is running forward. That is what it's like to be truly locked in with yourself, okay? So if you are person A and you're thinking about just going off the grid and focusing on yourself to unlock your next level and your next tier in your life, just know, like, it's going to feel lonely. You feel like you're missing out on a lot of different things. You feel like, oh, I wish I could be doing this with my friends, and I wish I could be going to brunch and going to dinner. And you can squeeze that in sometimes, right? I'm not saying that, oh, you never have to do anything, but sometimes truly locking in with yourself means you're not doing nothing, okay? I would say 98% of my time since March has truly been by myself, okay? There have been little isolated events, like I said, that I've popped in and popped out to, but majority of this summer has been me, myself, and I. So it gets lonely because, like I said, you feel left out. You feel like, dang, I kind of want to be a part of this, and I kind of want to do that, and I kind of want to go here, and I feel like I haven't been spending as much time with the people that I'm closest to, and it's just like, dang, I want to hang out, I want to dilly-dally, and that gets lonely. You might not have a roster right now. I wake up every morning, don't text anybody good morning, and then I go to sleep and I don't text anybody good night. So it's just like, yes, that feels lonely sometimes, but it is what it is, and you just have to be okay with that. It's hard accepting that sometimes, but you really just truly have to be okay with that and just know this is temporary. This is just a season. This is not going to be long term. This is just happening right now. So just know, if you're thinking about locking in, you're going to experience some intense loneliness. And if you're already locked in, just know that this is normal. You're not experiencing anything that nobody else that has ever truly locked in and achieved massive success or hit their goals, right, has never experienced before. It's the same across the board, just in different ways. Moving on to number 2, you are going to be misunderstood. I'm telling you now, if you decide to go all in with yourself, you're going to be misunderstood. You're not going to be on the phone for hours no more. You're not going to be sending memes all day no more. This shift is going to cause friction. And right now, if you're in your season of locking in, you probably have felt misunderstood because people might be like, dang, you don't even respond to my DMs no more. You don't even text me back no more. You ain't called me. You ain't came over. You ain't seen me. I do think that you need to communicate this, because you need to communicate where you are, especially to people you care about. You don't have to tell somebody every single last thing that you're working on, every single last thing that you're doing, but I do think it's fair for you to just be honest, like, hey, this is the season that I'm in right now. These are some things that I've just been cutting back on. I've just been focused on my personal self-development, and this is why things have been the way that they are. Everyone is in a different season, and that's what we all have to understand. Like, everybody is in a different season of their lives, and everything is different for everybody. So you might be in your heads down season while somebody else, somebody close to you, your best friend, your cousin, whoever you hang out with, they might be in a outside season. Okay, this summer for you may have been a summer where you said, you know what, I'm not taking no trips this summer. I'm not doing nothing this summer. I'm in the house. I'm saving money. I'm chilling. While somebody else is like, it's summertime. Okay, I gotta be out. I gotta be dilly-dallying. I gotta be doing this. It's summer. Why would I not? Me personally, I care about getting to the point where I'm making so much money per month and per year. It actually being summer as the season, that doesn't matter. Like, why would that matter when I'm rich? Why would that matter if I'm wealthy? I can just fly somewhere in the wintertime and it'll be summer there. Okay, that's how I think. Like, baby, I'm trying to have a good time all year long, not just when summer starts. Oh my gosh, it's summer. No, because you know what? When it gets cold, right? And it ain't no more day parties. It ain't no more outside functions. And the sun is going down at 5 o'clock. I'm trying to get on the flight. I'm trying to get on a flight and go to an island somewhere and not be cooped up in the house if I don't want to. So you have to realize you're going to have to sacrifice some of your summers sometimes. You might have to sacrifice one summer, might be two, right? You might have to sacrifice your spring, whatever the situation may be, or whatever locking in looks like for you and for whatever reasons. But just know you're going to have to miss out sometimes. And when you miss out and pull back, sometimes it's going to cause the people around you to not really understand. People say they understand, but people really don't be understanding for real. People really don't understand. People only understand to the capacity and level of where they are. And this is why you have to be careful who you are around and watch who you affiliate yourself with, because people who support you should support what you're doing. They should support the season that you're in. They should encourage you to walk in the seasons that you're in. It shouldn't be no bickering and no arguing and I just feel like you're different now. Okay, and I might be. And that's a good thing. You should be too, boo. You probably need a season of locking in yourself. Okay, if your homeboy feeling like, oh, you don't mess with me no more, you don't hang around us no more, because you're probably on the same stuff that you've been on. And I don't want to be on that. So it's not up to you to determine when somebody else chooses to lock in with their life. Everybody's on their own timeline, but just understand, if you plan on locking in and plan on going all in with yourself in certain seasons, you are going to be misunderstood. And if currently you're locked in and you're feeling misunderstood, nobody gets it. Nobody understands why you're working so hard. Nobody understands why you've been distant, not as talkative and stuff in the group chats and on your phone all day and on the group FaceTime calls every single day, right? That's how it is. Keep going, because you're doing the right thing for yourself. We all have to live our lives. We all have to put in the work to make our goals and dreams come true. Sometimes that looks like doing things differently, okay, than what we've been doing. Moving on to number 3, and this is a big one. Okay, and I know I said that about number 1, but this is a really big one, because if you don't make up in your head in the beginning of locking in with yourself that you're going to experience this, it's going to be very hard for you to keep going. Okay, delayed gratification. When you lock in and you are working on yourself and you working on some plans and you working on some different blueprints that you didn't mapped out and stuff like that, do you think if you start working today that you're going to see results tomorrow? No. You may see small, very tiny results and progress, but you're not necessarily going to get and achieve the thing you want within the same week, within the same month, okay? Please understand, if you have major goals that you're trying to achieve, it's going to take some time. When people tell you, oh, if you do this workout plan for 21 days, 30 days, don't believe that. You know why? Because you might lose the weight up front within that 30 days if you fast and diet properly. But guess what? You haven't programmed your mind long enough to continue to maintain that, which is why it's so hard for some people to lose weight and keep the weight off. Hello? You try to do it the fast way and go on this 7-day fast and cleanse and starve yourself and not eat, right? And you didn't take the time out to actually develop healthy habits. Like, it's easy to do that stuff up front, but you're not going to get long lasting results if you don't actually work on your mindset over time. So you have to know and understand, when you do make the decision to lock in with yourself, expect some delayed gratification. If you're working to pay off that credit card, it's going to take some time to do that. If you're working to get out of debt, it's going to take some time to do that. If you're working to build this business, it's going to take some time to do that. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to make small strides and small steps, but results might not come 3 months from now, 6 months from now. Okay, a whole entire year from now, and maybe even longer, but you have to be okay with that. You're cutting expenses, you're picking up side hustles, you're skipping vacations. It can feel like you're doing all this and you're not getting nowhere. You're doing all this work and nothing is working, nothing is popping off, nothing is happening. But just know that's a trap. The enemy wants you to think you're doing this for no reason. Nothing is working. It doesn't even matter. I don't even know why you're wasting your time, right? You have to realize that the process is the progress. Okay, look at all the developing that you're doing internally. That's what's most important. Every sacrifice, every rep you're putting in, every dollar you save, every dollar you make is all stacking up, even if you can't see it yet. And I want y'all to remember that momentum is your friend, which is why you have to get up every single day and do something that you're going to be proud about. When you're locked in, don't just be fake locked in. Don't just say you locked in and you're really not doing nothing. Or don't just keep telling yourself that I'm going to lock in, I'm going to lock in, and you don't have a clear plan. No. Establish a set plan, even though things are not going to always happen according to how you plan for them to. But have a set plan of what it is you want to do. You should never be going to sleep and not knowing what exactly you need to be doing the next day, what exactly you're going to get done the next day. You should not be going to sleep without saying to yourself like, oh, I got this accomplished today. I scratched this off my to-do list today. I did a couple things that I'm proud of. Even if it's just one thing, you still need to make sure you're keeping up with your progress, because that's the only way that you're going to keep yourself going. That's the only way that you're going to be excited and motivated and building up that discipline to keep going in the first place. Okay. Small wins pile up, and they pile up very fast as well. And it suddenly feels like you're moving and hitting your goals faster than you ever had before. That's the power of locking in. But you have to be okay with that delayed gratification. Write down your wins every day. This will force you to do something, like I said, that you're actually proud of every single day. And if you don't have nothing to write down, what does that mean? It means that you didn't do anything for that day. And that means that you need to try to be better tomorrow. You need to strive to do better tomorrow. My favorite quote to live by is 1% better every day, period. In terms of fitness, in terms of health, my diet, my business, whatever it is I'm working on, when it comes to me talking in front of this camera, 1% better every single day. Getting closer with God, being in my Bible more, it doesn't matter what it is. 1% better every single day. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into the conversation. This episode is actually sponsored by my brand, Mindful Vibes 365. If you or anyone you know are experiencing feelings of frustration, anxiety, depression, overstimulation, mental burnout, and just overall disconnection from God, you don't know what direction you want to go in with your life, what's next, and how to just simply move forward, I'm here to tell you that you probably need to go ahead and reprogram your mind and vibe. You're not feeding yourself with enough things that are positive, uplifting, motivating, and spiritually enriching to help you move yourself forward. And this is exactly why I created a 90-day guided workbook that's going to help you reprogram your mind and vibe through the power of fasting from secular music. Now, as somebody that went a whole entire year fasting from secular music, I can honestly say it changed my life in all possible ways that you can think of. My aura and my energy became more powerful, made more money than I have ever made before. Overall, my relationship with God deepened, and I was able to get much more closer to Him on a spiritual level and really tap into that spiritual side for myself, and so many other things, you guys. This changed my life. I never knew that something so simple as just taking a fast and detox from secular music could change my life in the ways that it did. There are no negatives to this, only positives. So if you or someone else you know are experiencing some of the things that I mentioned, it's definitely time for you to reprogram your mind and vibe. And the best way that you can do this is to fast and detox your brain from secular music. This workbook is going to have resources to guide you throughout your 90 days, thought-provoking quotes and tips that you can apply weekly, and you're going to actually have space to journal what's on your mind and what's your vibe for the day, all while you're completing your daily tasks that are required. I want to go ahead and congratulate you on your new mind and vibe and on the new person you're going to become once you complete this 90-day workbook. I'm so excited for you. I'm looking forward to helping at least 1,000 people rewire their brains by 2026. So make sure you go ahead and grab your Mindful Vibes 365 90-day guided workbook today. Let's get back to the conversation. Moving into number 4, which is a super uncomfortable one for a lot of people, but it's very necessary and very prevalent when it comes to locking in with yourself. So either you're experiencing this right now, or you're going to experience this if you do decide to really truly lock in, go heads down, go all in with yourself, shedding your old self. Okay, this one is so powerful and it's so uncomfortable. When you lock in with yourself, you start to outgrow yourself, and growth can feel so like freeing. It can feel great, but it also can feel very uncomfortable, because when you grow and start to outgrow yourself, just know you're also going to start outgrowing things and people and scenarios and situations around you. So you are going to start to feel irritated by gossip. You don't care what's going on TMZ, the Shade Room, Justin LaBoy page, all this other stuff. None of that phases you. You don't care. Right? Some of the same conversations and old conversations that you used to have, it doesn't phase you anymore. Like, you're just not interested in talking about that stuff anymore. And it could be like, dang, like, am I the problem? Am I the drama? Am I getting a little bougie? But it's like, no, friend, you're growing. And that's how it is. You truly get into this mindset of leveling up personally and just becoming a better person for yourself and for the people around you. So all these outside things, they just become so unimportant to you. You simply just do not care, and your mind starts to elevate and your standards start to go with it as well. Coming into this new version of yourself, it can be very overwhelming. It can be very daunting. It can be very scary. Like I said, you're going to start outgrowing people. You're going to realize sometimes, like, maybe the people that you were hanging around or the friends that you have, like, they're not even on your same level anymore, because you mentally have reached a new level. Okay, it be like that sometimes. Guess what? You're gonna have to rebuild your friend group. I'm sorry if that's how you feel and that's some of the things that you're feeling, and you just really feel like you're not equally yoked with these people no more. It might be a boyfriend, it might be a girlfriend, it might be some of your favorite family members that you just can't get down with no more because all they do is smoke and drink. It be like that. You start to outgrow these spaces, and you have to be okay with that when you're locking in, because you're becoming somebody new. Okay, that shedding process is very heavy, it's very emotional, it's very isolating, but it's definitely something that you have to accept, because if not, it's going to make you stay in the old version of yourself. You're never going to experience tremendous growth. You're never going to experience life-changing growth if you can't deal with shedding your old self, shedding your old habits, shedding the old things that you used to do. Maybe you did engage in, smoking weed back in the day. Maybe now you don't do that no more. Maybe you did drink a lot back in the day. Maybe you don't drink anymore. Okay. Some of these different things, maybe you used to go to the club. You're not a clubber anymore. That's okay. And if the people around you aren't growing and moving in the direction that you're looking to go in and grow in, it be like that. It is what it is. Okay. Just understand that doing the right thing and becoming your best self is a lot harder than just doing the easiest thing. It's so easy to just have bad habits. It's very easy to overindulge. It's very easy to, be consumed by your vices. That's easy. But once you start really leveling up and locking in with yourself, and if you're already locked in right now, and you're like, dang, this is uncomfortable and I'm becoming this new person. I don't like this no more. I don't like that no more. I don't even mess with that stuff no more. Good. Okay. Clap it up for you, because you're on the right track. This is how you know you're growing. Like, you literally feel it. You're experiencing it right now. Your mind is thinking along the right lines. Okay, so keep going. And if you're planning on locking in, just know it's gonna feel uncomfortable, and you are going to want to walk away from old things. You got to be strong enough to go through with it. Got to see it through. And if you can't do that, just know that you won't get very far in your journey of being locked in. It's going to be a lot of times where you fall short and you don't hit your goals. You don't hit your targets that you're after, because you're letting the moments that are so uncomfortable take over you. You're in control. This is your show. Okay. You're the captain of this ship. So you need to make sure that you are staying in the captain's seat and you're directing this boat where you want it to go. Don't let life in the uncomfortable moments take you places that you're trying to get away from. No, you have to be stronger than that. You have to be like, okay, I know this is uncomfortable. I know I'm moving different now, and I know it's not what I'm used to. It's unfamiliar. This is what I got to do to move forward, to get further, faster. It is what it is. Okay. Moral of the story: if you're in your locked in season right now, or you plan to move into your locked in season where you're focused on your growth, where you're focused on your health, your mental, right? Your heart posture, your fitness journey, your finance journey, right? Your leveling up journey, whatever the case may be, whatever locking in looks like for you. I understand what you're feeling. I understand your fears. I understand what you're feeling in terms of missing out and not hanging out as much and not being a part of the crew as much. And you're stepping off the scene and laying low for a little while, and you don't know how long it's going to take for you to achieve your goals and get some things done. You just know it needs to be done. And the longer you keep waiting, the longer it's gonna take for you to get the things that you want. Simple as that. Just remember that you're sacrificing temporary comfort for long-term gain, okay? And even though it might feel like you're losing people, you're losing time, you're losing moments, like everything is in abundance. You have time, you have people. You haven't even met all the people that you're going to get to enjoy life with. You haven't met all the people that's going to love you yet, right? You haven't even experienced all the most wonderful and amazing moments that you're going to experience in your life. If you think that way, of course, the enemy is going to let you think like that and think, oh no, you have to spend time with them now. You have to do it now. You have to be with this person now. But God doesn't want you to think like that. God wants you to know that your greatest moments are ahead. And God wants you to know, if you put in the work, if you put in the effort, and you really truly lock in and sow your seeds, that you will reap a harvest, and you're going to experience things that you have never been able to imagine before. You're creating a stronger, better version of yourself that you might not recognize, but you'll definitely be thankful for later. I promise you, when the results start to show, it'll all make sense. So I hope this episode made you feel seen, heard, grounded, and most importantly, I hope it actually gave you something to truly think about and reflect on as well. If you stay with me to the very end, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you guys. We are growing every single day, slowly but surely. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this with somebody, you guys. Follow me on Instagram, connect with me. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this episode. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Bye.